They got beat. They got beat. So look, man, we have a few things to talk about here. So obviously, really, this was supposed to be an El Clasico preview because we all presumed that they'd beat Watford. I mean, come on, it's flipping Watford. But that's the beauty of life. Life brings things that are very unexpected. So I think, since this is the breaking news that's happening, we will deal first with Liverpool's loss to Watford, what this means, and potentially maybe talk a little bit about what this could mean for the Atletico game. But we have to focus on them losing, and I want this to coincide with Papa Wenger and the Invincibles. Then we've got El Clasico. My pre-match analysis is up. The analysis is up there for you guys to view, but we will be discussing in detail and trying to break down the pre-match analysis of said game. And then, we'll review the Champions League games, review what would have happened. Look, I am very happy to talk about Francis. I'm more than happy to talk about Francis, man. So,
you mean Francis?
Francis, man. And then we will then take whatever questions you guys have and so forth, and we'll move through from there. So, without further ado, let's deal with what just went down.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Liverpool
have
lost. Actually, wait. Why are you saying yes? Why? Come on. Wait. Oh, okay, we will get there, but let me just set things up. So, in case you don't know, or in case you don't use social media and so forth, Liverpool got that 3 skill. They got that three swing. They got the 3 flex. The 3 flex. This is a standard look. A team plays 17 lubricated Liverpool Football Club. Shout out to your boy Ismail Assar, who scored twice, and your boy Troy Deeney. So this means that Arsenal remain the only team in the Premier League to remain invincible. I don't think a team has been invincible in the Bundesliga. I don't think a team has been invincible in La Liga. Barcelona were like 2 games away from doing that. But shout out to, I think it was Levante or someone. Yeah. But of course, Juventus have done it, I think, once or twice under Conte. So let's confess to Mr. Red Devil Studio here. Were you shocked by this? That's the first thing. So let's just do, before we go to Arsenal, were you shocked by how this happened, and who do you put this to blame? Do you blame Klopp? Do you blame the lack of a Henderson and Gomez? Or do you think that they were always going to lose? Because I thought they'd go unbeaten. I thought they would go unbeaten.
I'm going to say yes and no. And I'm saying yes and no on reflection. Because if everyone actually recalls, if you guys remember the game that Watford played at Anfield, Watford, especially Sarr, now, and I'm very sure it was Sarr, like at Anfield, Watford actually were really good. They actually dominated Liverpool at Anfield. And if it wasn't for the fact that I think it was Sarr, he actually missed an open goal, like Watford could have actually beaten Liverpool at Anfield at that time. But they didn't. They were punished because they missed, I think, at least 2 or 3 opportunities where they had open goals and Liverpool went and beat them. But that was the first time actually that in that game where Watford were at Anfield, where I was like, hang on a minute, this is a clear Liverpool team that isn't actually, there's vulnerabilities here, you know what I mean? So that was, I think, the first game that Nigel Peterson, shout out to Nigel Peterson, by the way, so fair play to him, thank you so much, he gets Man of the Year for me.
Pearson tried, man. Pearson, you tried.
So from that point of view, it was clear that in that game, even though Liverpool won, they obviously had problems. So going into this game, with the fact that you got that brick at the back in Lovren, I didn't know if Lovren was starting. The fact that he was there, so it's essentially a goal, almost like Phil Jones in a way. And obviously Henderson is out. It's clear to see that Henderson does something to the Liverpool team. But that said, I'm still surprised because you still got Salah, you still got Mane, you still got Firmino on that field, you still got Van Dijk on the bench, you still got Alisson in goal. And they weren't able to do it, So as a United fan, I am happy. Very, very happy because I would have hated to see a Liverpool side win a treble and go unbeaten, so they still potentially could win a treble, but if they're playing the way they're playing now, I think that's unlikely as well. So yeah, I'm gassing right now. I am so happy, and I thank the gods that Liverpool lost that game. So surprised, but also not surprised at the same time.
All right, Julian, Liverpool. were you so surprised that this happened against a team like a Watford?
I completely agree with what Red Devil Studio said. He pretty much said what I was going to say in the fact that Watford was like he said, Watford were very good at Anfield, and you saw that clearly with how they played. And the part where I was surprised was the fact that Watford were able to score 3 goals past them and keep a clean sheet, which is looking like a remarkable achievement.
Yeah,
and they set up in a 4-2-3-1 as well, which makes it even better. This Watford side are just very deadly on the break, especially when you have wingers like.
But do you think that it's just a bad matchup for Liverpool? Do you think that's just it's
not really,
a bad
because,
matchup, or Watford needs to be given more credit as a better team on the
yes,
field?
Watford need to be given more credit, because how many teams have you seen played against Liverpool, receive chances like that and always miss their chances, and then they get punished by Liverpool? So I believe the credit should be given to Watford for finishing their chances off, and yes, achieving a remarkable win over Liverpool. And respect to Nigel Pearson. He's rejuvenated their season. And on the side of Liverpool, starting Lovren was clearly a bad idea. People say, yes, they don't have Henderson, but that allows more opportunities for players like Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain. But clearly the problem was Lovren in that side. So they ultimately got punished, and that's why we're all happy over here.
Okay, all right. Erhan, man, Liverpool, man, are you shocked by this? Did they need Captain Marvel Henderson to come and save them? What the hell happened to Liverpool?
Bro, I feel like I'm the only person who's actually like pissed about this result, because obviously I'm a Tottenham fan. So for my entire life, I've been having to deal with the fact that Arsenal have an Invincibles trophy, and no one has been able to take that off them for God knows how many years. And literally, I didn't even realize you went live today for the game. I was literally getting spammed so much in my WhatsApp group chat by Arsenal fans going, "Oh, still unbeaten, still unbeaten." It's just
it's the stats, man. It's the stats, man. Yeah,
it's a disgrace.
They still have
man.
it.
You're literally like, these guys. Who is anyone ever gonna like topple them? Like when it comes to this?
No. Okay, but with regards to Liverpool, though, so who do you put the blame to? Do you think that every dog? I mean, they were always going to lose, or key injuries, Lovren, Klopp, the team underperforming? Were just the better team?
There were always signs that Liverpool had their frailties, even in the games that they've won. I think the most clear example
in the Bundesliga.
So it's essentially a goal, almost like.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Sorry. So I think the biggest example of like Liverpool's fragility was in the Southampton game at Anfield, where in the first half they were absolutely like pummeled. Like Southampton had God knows how many chances, like probably like 8 or 9 clear-cut chances, and Liverpool were just gifting them to Southampton. Like Van Dijk misplaced passes, like all these guys. These guys who don't usually make mistakes were giving the ball away. So it was always like. There's always a sign that this could happen, but I did not expect him to be dismantled in any way like this. Like, I think Lovren might have to be, put under review after that performance, because
they're asking for a wing. They're asking that a wing gets built in his name, bro. That's Paul fans, man, because they blame him for him costing them the invincible tag, which I think is harsh. Because Van Dijk was at fault for that second goal as well.
True, but he's like the Xhaka of Liverpool. He's like the scapegoat, right? When something bad happens, they always blame him. So. I'm not surprised, but Liverpool. I feel like the L was always coming. I did not expect it to be from Watford. I was like, surely City will beat them, maybe like a 2-1 or something, last time. But I don't know what the hell happened, but it happened. And imagine if Liverpool bottled this somehow from this position, that would be craziest things. If that happened, I'm just saying.
All right. Before I come to Natsa here, let me just hit the super chat. So from True City fan, Klopp is a fraud. Only uses luck and no plan B. Relax. Take the L. They are winning the Premier League. Take that L. Just chill and relax, bro. Okay? You can't call a dude a fraud because of one game. Relax. One game. What the heck? Natsa.
Oh, 1 second.
Okay. Mr. Blogrunner Studio. Terra.
Hey, just give me a moment, bro.
Okay.
Good joke.
What the hell was that?
Bro, we're all celebrating, bro. Come on, bro. We're all celebrating. We're all flipping celebrating, bro. All right, bro. We're all celebrating. We're all flipping celebrating, bro.
Okay, so why are you happy then? Why are you happy?
First of all, it's self-explanatory, but these flipping Liverpool quote-unquote fans, I know you're all there with your United kits. I know you're all there with your Rooney kits. I know you're all there with your Chelsea shirts. You don't have to tell me that. I know that. I could see. I know that. I could see you with your Chelsea kits in flipping Malawi and Zimbabwe, bro. I see that.
Are we just gonna allow this Watford to carry on?
Okay. So, what do you put this down to? Liverpool's loss. What do you put this down to?
I mean, of course, you have to give Watford credit. I mean, as simple as that. I wasn't able to see the game, but from what I've seen, they outplayed Liverpool. You have to give them credit. But the way Liverpool played, it was also not good. But can you just let me celebrate a bit more?
Were you shocked by this, though? Was this a shock, or you felt that Liverpool were going to lose sometime?
Bruh. It's all these open inbred pricks, bro. All these open inbred pricks, but talking up their team, saying it's flipping comparable to 09 Barca, saying Trent is better than Alves, all that flipping shit, bro. All that flipping shit. Saying all these system merchants are best players in the world, bruh.
Oh, yes, Bell.
But, yeah.
Okay. All right. Mr. Okay, HH.
I agree. It was a shock.
HH, how dare? So, I suppose I assume you're a Liverpool fan.
Can I speak?
Yes, you can speak. So, who do you put this L down to? Do you put this L down to Lovren because he has an L in his name, Klopp, or Henderson missing?
No, I put this effort down to the whole team. I'm sorry, but I'm amazed that Arsenal fans, the United fans, are finally turning up for the first time in decades when your club has seen nothing but depression for years and years. When it amazes me how we lose to Watford when they regularly see their teams lose to Norwich, Brighton, and this and that. We're on course for a treble, and we've dropped 3 points. We've dropped 5 points the whole season, and you're going to undermine our season.
Wow. So, but again, so you don't blame Lovren mainly. You said that the whole team underperformed.
At fault for one goal. He didn't have the worst game. I'm sorry, but Trent Alexander-Arnold has probably had his worst professional career. He's probably had his worst match in his professional career.
Wow.
That's my opinion. I would brick of the game, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sarr taught Robertson a new one. I've never seen Robertson get spun like that in my life. That worried me a bit. And then Van Dijk, I don't know if you were seeing Maguire the other week or something. You must have thought, let me panic a bit or something. The whole team was shambles. I've never seen my team crumble like that before in my life. But Atletico, here we go. We're going to win.
Okay, so let me ask you this, though. So do you feel if Henderson and Gomez were playing, or Henderson and Matip, you would have won the game?
Yes.
Wow, okay. Ridwan, is a mic working there? Ridwan.
Yeah, we're working.
Okay, so who do you put this blame to with regards to how you took this L? Who do you blame?
The whole team was absolutely poor today. I'm sorry. You can't just say Lovren. The whole team, the front three weren't clicking. The midfield was poor. The whole team was just dire. And you know what? People look at Lovren and I'm just thinking, this guy, why is he still in the Liverpool team? Like for years and years, we've been saying Lovren's fucking shit. We need a better.
It's easy language.
Sorry. Yeah. Lovren's like he's just poor. Like I just don't understand why he's still at Liverpool. And then also but then you're also saying like if we had Gomez and Henderson, 100% believe we could have won that game because Henderson, like as we saw against West Ham as well, you saw how key the guy is to the team. And then you saw today the frailties in the defense when you have Lovren. Van Dijk the whole game was trying to make up for Lovren's mistakes. Literally, it was like even Dini said in his interview today, when he saw Lovren in the starting lineup, he went for Lovren. He didn't go for Van Dijk. He avoided Van Dijk completely. But like the whole game was poor. Like even when it was 2-0, I just didn't see a response. Where against West Ham.
Wait, quick, hold up. Henderson wasn't playing in the West Ham game.
Yeah. Henderson wasn't playing in the West Ham game.
Oh, no, because I thought you saw how. Okay, I get it. Sorry, I get what you're saying. Okay, hold on. Go on. Carry on.
Like, even though Henderson wasn't playing on Monday night, like, we got lucky. Like, Fabianski made 2 mistakes. Like, we got lucky. Today is where our luck ran out. We didn't show. We were just poor the whole game. Like first half, poor. The second half, poor. And then Saw, like he said at Anfield, he had his chance and he fluffed it, and Liverpool won the game. But today he took both his chances, scored both. Dini scored both. Dini like absolutely like ripped into Lovren the whole game. And yeah, we deserved that L. But honestly, Arsenal fans piping after you just got knocked out the Europa League by Olympiacos, yeah? Pipe down, fam. Pipe down. United fans as well, fam. Like, pipe down, bruv. You're outside the top four. You're outside the top four, fam.
For now.
Bruv, you're anyway, fixed. Your Europa League draw was fixed. It's fixed. You're going to win the Europa, bruv.
Thank you.
Who are last?
Okay. Let me ask this though. So, for the Liverpool fans, why do you feel that people are so happy and rejoicing that you've lost? Why do you think there's so much happiness on the timeline?
Well, Arsenal fans, obviously, like because of the invincible record and obviously 49 games undefeated, they're not going to stop chatting about that. And United fans, honestly, all the time, they just want to see Liverpool fail. That's their main goal. They don't care how their team is playing. They just want to see Liverpool fail. And even though like they're rubbish this season, they're still going to be happy that Liverpool lost their first game. Because honestly, I think people I don't know if they're going to admit it, but honestly, people thought Liverpool would go probably invincible until Man City. Probably till Man City. No one expected the L today. But the fact that it happened today and Watford are in 19th place, that's the reason that they're getting so happy, because we lost to a relegation side.
Damn.
But then for years and years, I've always said Liverpool always give relegation teams hope. Always we give them hope. We gave West Ham hope on Monday night. Okay, they didn't win the game, but they went 2-1 up and could have easily won the game.
Okay. All right. So let me just bring in some other dudes here. Nippon, is your mic working, bro?
Yes, and I'm in a quiet place now too. I was in a restaurant before.
Okay.
I'm in my car now.
Okay, cool. So, Nippon, can you please tell me what do you think? Who do you think was to blame for this Liverpool loss? If you were to pick a team, who do you think was to blame for this Liverpool loss?
The whole team. Like everyone else was saying. Don't blame Henderson for not being in the team, or Matip, or that. First, Lovren, break yourself right now.
Wow.
I don't know how deluded the man is. He put himself in the same bracket as Sergio Ramos, and the other big. Just break yourself.
So do you? I mean, what? Whoa! Easy. So don't you think Watford should be credited a bit more by the way that they played, or do you think that Liverpool just
They did. All their shots were on target, and they scored every single one of them. But I'm actually sad to see Liverpool's unbeaten run end. I wanted to see them go invincible, like as a Chelsea fan, so that Arsenal fans can shut up about being the only team to go invincible. I don't mind Liverpool talking about it, because they're not one of Arsenal's biggest rivals. Sorry, Chelsea's biggest rivals. Sorry, getting my words mixed up.
Oh, okay. So, but don't you feel that the Liverpool fans were slightly arrogant? Slightly.
Slightly, but not all of them.
Okay, all right. Okay, so before I come to Marvelous to round us off, let me just take the super chat here from Anthony Macken, who says, thank you for the super chat. It says they are fatigued. Now the weight is off. Watch them go unbeaten for the rest of the season. Pipe down, people. This is still a formidable team. Hashtag UCL20. Anthony Macken, that is true. Less pressure, but you are not allowed to use that unbeaten name. I'm sorry. Being unbeaten from now to the end of the season doesn't mean anything. It's about being unbeaten for the entire season, and we will get to Papa Wenger. Marvelous. Liverpool, thoughts? Who was to blame?
I think you have to blame the whole team. When you look at that game, and I watched it from start to finish, there was no sense of urgency within the Liverpool side. They weren't chasing down balls. They weren't winning back balls. They weren't attacking corners. They weren't clearing their lines properly. Everything just felt sloppy and lazy. And Watford took advantage of that. Now, all credit to Nigel Peterson. He set the team up well to be able to counter and exploit those sloppy mistakes. But you have to really look at Liverpool and look at Klopp and go, are they starting to become complacent? Do they feel like they can just get away with anything and just win games without being at 100%? You know? And over the course of the season, they've been able to do that. But unfortunately, today, Watford were able to take their chances and make Liverpool pay for mistakes that they usually get away with. So I think, to just round it up, it was a combination of Liverpool players being tired and being complacent, and Watford being able to take their chances and finish them off. Shout out to Sarr. He played really well.
Okay. Actually, before I go to the next topic, Marvelous, people in the live chats are asking, are you currently high on anything? Or are you... Are you high?
No, I'm not. Why are they asking that?
No. I have no idea. Look, I'm just saying, people in the live chat think that you're either high or you're on some kind of weed or something. So just to be clear, you're not high.
No, I'm not high. On the record, I'm not high.
Good, thank you. Okay, Natsa, speak.
Okay, let me just say one thing. Congratulations to Watford for the win. But can we speak about one thing? Which other defender, centre-back, that plays for a team, a top team, European team, that has 3 defensive midfielders in front of him, that is in VVD? Let's just speak about that. I don't want to blame him today, but Lauren had a lot of blame to take today, but VVD has been protected by those midfields. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I've seen today, he wasn't playing that well. He gave a lot of space to Sarr when he was
So are you trying to say that Van Dijk is overrated? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
He's overrated, but he's a very good player, but he's still overrated by Liverpool fans. They just make him as if he's like invincible. He can't be touched. Today, he gave away a lot of fouls in the penalty box, and pens were not even given. Okay, this guy gets protected so much. I don't know why, but the refs on the VAR team, there's a lot of decisions that he gets in his way for some reason. But I have to congratulate Watford for the win. When Delafeu got injured, that was kind of, I think that's a long-term injury, but I was like, oh, it's a lucky day again. They're going to get an injury and they're going to get away with it. But they were fully dominated the whole game, and Sarr, he needs a big shout out. That guy was good today.
Okay. All right. Super just here from my boy Gatlock. He says, be careful with hashtag Anthony. Ask it. Yeah, okay, look, all right. You're trying to be bloody clever, man. All right. Bloody prick. Let's move to this down. We have to talk about this right now. People try to get him out of here.
Oh my!
People trying to easy, yes. People try to get him. I was about to write Wenger out of history. He was about to be written out of the history books. I was about to say, you know what, Wenger, no one cares about you, about the new diets you brought into the league. No one gives a damn about how you changed how people change. No one gives a damn. That was back in the 1600s. No, you left Arsenal as a chump. You called top 4 a trophy. You had the balls to call top 4 a flipping trophy. How dare you? So, but the fact of the matter remains is, insult him all he wants. Call him a loser, call him old, insult him for falling over, everything. Insult him for not being able to tie up his flipping coat, his raincoat. Insult him. He's the only dude that has still gone invincible throughout a Premier League season. No one else has done that. And let me just remind people about let me just remind people about what he did in that season. So before I come to Red Devil Studio here, so in the 03-04 season, Arsenal 26 wins, 12 draws, 0 losses. Chelsea in second, 24 wins, 7 draws, 7 losses. Man United 23 wins, 6 draws, 9 losses. Liverpool, 16 wins, 12 losses, 10 losses. So, 2 questions specifically for Red Devil Studio. The first question is this. Does Wenger deserve more credit for being invincible? And secondly, Red Devil Studio, I'm sure you do sound like a very astute, intelligent man. What the hell happened to United in that 03-04 season where they recorded 9 Ls?
Okay. First thing I'll say actually is that, funny enough, my parents actually got back from Qatar recently and actually met Arsene Wenger in his hotel because he's actually doing something about sports. They've got photos and everything there. And in fact, he seems like quite a down to earth, but also quite a shy guy. You know, dude. So I want to just say out about record and say, so that like Arsene Wenger as a person, as a character, is a down to earth, sound guy who deserves respect. Simple as that. So I have no ill will to him. Does he deserve more credit? I just think that it's again a yes or no thing, because the Premier League now compared to the Premier League then, it's like when a lot of people say, for example, if Sir Alex Ferguson was managing Manchester United now, would Manchester United be successful? And the reality is that the Premier League now is a lot different to when it was then, especially with the likes of City, when obviously Spurs came in, Chelsea insurgents, so and obviously the stronger, smaller mid-table teams of your Wolves, your Sheffield United, Southamptons, etc. So it's I think that even though we keep on saying that Premier Leagues and is Bundesliga, etc., it is still stronger, I think, in my opinion, now in terms of the competitiveness than it was back then when Wenger did his thing. So that's, so in that sense, I don't think anyone will be able to, and Liverpool have been the closest so far. However, unfortunately, the statistics don't lie, and the reality is that whatever era you're in, it is still difficult to go a season unbeaten, because teams before the Invincibles didn't go unbeaten either. So Arsenal clearly did something unique with that Arsenal side, which deserves recognition. I just think the only sad thing about the matter is that it seems that he did this, in 2002, 2003, sorry?
03 or 4.
03 or 4, sorry, yeah. And that was, almost 20 years ago, when Arsenal's a football club, that seems to be the only thing they seem to hold on to, because they don't seem to have anything else. They've gone from a Premier League invincible winning side to a Champions League top 4 side to a Europa League side to not even a Europa League side anymore. So that's the thing I would say. It's like, it's good, it's an achievement, but the reality is Arsenal Football Club are nowhere near where they should be. And if they think that this accolade, this only thing they have to hold on is worth anything in the midst of that, I think that's banter. As for a brief comment as to what Manchester United in that season, I've got no idea. But when you have the likes of Wes Brown in your defense, anything is possible. So there you go.
Damn. Okay. Erhan, does Papa Wenger deserve more credit?
Just a quick apology, for Wenger, because on behalf of Tottenham fans, we have called him a paedophile over the years. Yeah, we have a lot of chants, disparaging Wenger.
Okay.
He's a tramp that wears the same jacket every week. He can't zip his jacket properly.
Okay,
all
right.
But yeah, no. On a serious level, this guy, he has to be taken, give him all the credit he deserves, because he essentially revolutionized football when he came to the Premier League. I see him as a sort of proto version of Pep in terms of the football he wanted to play, because before that, English football was purely physical. There wasn't many technical facets to it, and whenever there was, it would be seen as an anomaly. So I don't know if you remember, but Gaza back in the day, or someone like Glenn Hoddle, these guys were seen as really special players, because they was so rare. But nowadays they're a lot more common to find in Premier League football. But I feel with the bringing in the likes of Bergkamp, Perez, Petit, Vieira, Ljungberg, all these guys into the Premier League, Wenger really revitalized the culture of the entire league. And obviously,
no one cares, man. All we care about is that Invincible. All that culture stuff, man. Look, who cares? It's about the Invincible. That was the only thing that made him.
I just don't want to seem like an Arsenal hater, because Arsenal fans get on my back.
You're still a hater, Erhan. Yeah, but this doesn't change anything.
I can't help it, sorry, but yeah, no. Okay, I'll give him credit for what he done. Okay, yeah, I know you drew 15 games in that unbeaten season, but yeah, you did manage to go unbeaten, which is good. I guess it shows that they had a strong mentality. But even Arsenal fans, I've heard a lot of them say that wasn't even the best Arsenal team of the era. They say that the '97 team that came a few years before, a lot of them say that was actually a stronger team.
Better than the Invincibles?
They say that, they claim that, because I think they won a double that year. So obviously winning 2 trophies is better than winning 1, regardless of whether you go unbeaten or not. That's why I still rate the United treble much above the unbeaten season, because would you rather take 3 trophies, including one of them as a Champions League, or just the 1 Premier League title and you finish unbeaten? Come on, it's simple maths. But yeah, I respect Wenger. I still don't like you and you're a prick, but yeah, well done.
Wow. Tara.
Does Wenger deserve more credit? Rant more on these people, but you have to respect it as an achievement. You have to respect an Invincible, especially in a 38-game season, not like in Dinosaur Age when you only have to play 18 matches or some shit. But no, the full 38-game season, continental competitions, domestic cup competitions, no game lost in the league. You have to respect that. And this was against a very good United team, a very solid United team. This when Man United were a world-class team. They were actually a very good team. All credit has to be given there. All right, to deny the manager credit when in that era of football, you had a very good United team. You had a Chelsea team that, with the oil money coming in, was starting to come into their element. And again, all the other out-of competitions. And in a 38-game season, not even a single team able to beat your team. Like, you cannot take away credit from the manager.
You cannot.
Yeah, you can't. All right, to take away credit from the manager simply because 10, 15 years down the line, he wasn't exactly making the greatest of decisions, when either way, you could question whether or not it was all his fault, because, the whole board situation there. I think it's a bit foolish. You have to give Arsene credit for the invincible season. All right, in La Liga, I don't think it's ever happened in 38 games. In Serie A, it may have happened a couple times. I'm pretty sure it has. Bundesliga, I think it has, but Premier League, to do that with these good teams and all competitions at 30 games, you have to give credit. Simple as that. That's not even a debate. You have to give credit.
All right. Natsa. Does Papa Wenger deserve more credit? Should we show him more love?
He definitely deserves credit, because back in that time, Premier League wasn't like right now. There was no nice football. It was all just go whole and try to win the game in whatever fashion you can. But Wenger brought in the nice football, and he brought in the nutrition that they didn't have before. They used to drink before and all that. He brought in all this kind of stuff. Plus,
nutrition.
There was no nutrition. Everybody was just drinking.
I know. Thank you. Well, carry on. Food.
You went invincible the whole season, so you have to respect that. Even though he wasn't tactically that good. That's why in the last years he wasn't. The football was more tactical, and he wasn't catching up in that way. But yeah, I feel like Wenger had his years. His best years were in the beginning. Right now, it's just I don't know.
So should we show him more love? Should he be shown more love, or it wasn't that big a deal?
I can call him great, but not a very, very top manager. But he's a Premier League great.
So you're calling him a domestic merchant? Is the way you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, I'm calling him a domestic merchant.
Oh, okay. Ridwan, does Papa Wenger deserve more credit?
Looking at it now, 100% he deserves that credit. Like, you can see from this day and age, like, it's so hard to go invincible.
Yep.
It's just it's so hard, like, because every team now in this day and age is competing for something. Like just take example for today. Watford are competing for relegation. They're trying to get out of it. And Wenger deserves that credit, because even though they got 12 draws in that season, they still had the mentality to not lose. Like, they literally grinded out results just like Liverpool, but obviously Liverpool's luck ran out today. But Wenger 100% deserves that credit, because you've seen in the last 2-3 seasons, even when Man City tried to do it like a few years ago as well, you could see that it's so hard, because your team has to be mentally strong throughout the whole season. Consistency as well. And obviously, like, you've got European competitions as well. You've got like FA Cup, League Cups, all that. And then, like, you've got to stay mentally strong throughout the whole season. And Wenger has to be given credit, because he kept that team mentally strong throughout the whole of that 38-game period. And they went on to win the league invincible as well, a gold trophy as well. So obviously, like, 100% Wenger has to be given more credit for that.
All right. Julian.
Yeah. Wenger absolutely deserves more credit. Like what Ridwan said, the Premier League going unbeaten isn't easy, because you've seen a lot of great managers try to replicate that over the years. You've seen Jose Mourinho, who came close to it. Where'd he go?
HG.
Where'd he go, bro?
Yeah, it's my YouTube channel. Subscribe to Have Hope Football Hub. Oh shit.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So you've seen a lot of great managers in this league try to replicate it. You've seen Jose Mourinho, who came extremely close to achieving the same. You've seen Pep Guardiola, who also tried to replicate it with the Centurion season. And you've seen, as of recently, Klopp trying to replicate that as well. So definitely he deserves a lot more credit. But my one criticism of this is he failed to build on from that. As good as winning one.
Vieira, he had a lot of key players to go.
Yeah, exactly. As good as nice as it is to win that golden trophy, you need to build on from that. And how do you build on from that? You win another double, you go for a treble, and ultimately he failed to do that. So I would say yes, he does deserve more credit, but only to an extent. Because for me, if you're talking about greatness, I would say that 1999 United side was, but in terms of achievement, is better than the Invincibles, in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair. Marvelous. Actually, wait, sorry. Before I come to Marvelous, chill. Let me just take this super chat from Mohammed Ismail. Thank you for the super chat, bro. It says he changed. Obviously, Wenger changed English football more than any manager. Ferguson would not have won the titles he did if it wasn't for Wenger and, of course, Jose.
Come on.
Red Devil, relax. Don't laugh at the guy's super chats, man.
Okay.
Please. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Nippon, does Papa Wenger deserve more credit? Nippon?
Yeah, like a lot of other people were saying, that football was much different back then. It's much harder to go invincible these days. And so many other managers have tried. So yeah, he actually does deserve that credit. But when it comes to being
wait, how can you say it's harder when
Natsa, shut up.
25 points ahead. How can you say it's harder?
Yeah, it's harder these days because there's so much competition. So many teams trying to stay up. So many teams trying to break into the European spots.
Okay. Let me just take the super chat here from you, Mohammed Ismail, who says, Mohammed Ismail says, it's not his fault Arsenal boards are bricks. Well, look, man, I mean, but I think Wenger has to shoulder some of that blame as well. I think he has to shoulder some of that blame as well, because I just think it's a case of where, yes, the board maybe have screwed him over, but Wenger, it was Wenger's choice to sell Vieira. It was his choice to put his faith into extremely young players rather than trying to go out and spend big money on massive players. It was his decision to say, we will not spend big. We will just maintain this young team and grow them, which I think was a bad idea. But look, man, Liverpool have lost, but let's just keep it real. Let's put things into perspective. They will win the league. They will become Premier League champions. And I still think that they have a chance, and they still have a chance of winning the treble, And if you were to ask me, what should we rather do? Go unbeaten or win the treble? I'd rather go and win the treble. But we cannot sleep on what Papa Wenger is all about.
Treble, it seems.
So, El Clasico. Let me just set the stage for you guys right now. Let's just pull up the La Liga table right now, shall we? Let's just pull up that La Liga table. So going into this game at the Bernabeu, Barcelona have played 25, won 17, drawn 4, lost 4, have scored 62 goals, have conceded 29, have a goal difference of 33, and have 55 points. Real Madrid played 25, won 15, drawn 8, lost 2, scored 46, conceded 17, have a goal difference of 29 with 53 points. In the last 5 games, Barcelona have won 4, lost 1. In the last 5 games, Real Madrid have won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. The fact of the matter is this. Barcelona are going into this game as favorites. They're going into this game as favorites. Barcelona have an amazing record at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid are coming out of form. They have lost their attacking offensive mojo. Homeboy still is playing Isco out wide. And even Barcelona without a recognized striker, I still feel that if they get their passing game on point, they can cause Real Madrid issues. But if ever there was a game for Real Madrid to kickstart their season, it would be this game. Because obviously if they were to win the game, they will go 1 point ahead of Barcelona in the title. So this, for me, I feel poses a very pivotal point in the title race. And Real Madrid only have themselves to blame because they could have easily been out of sight if they had focused and won those games. But this is just me being real, looking at it objectively. Yes, it's a rivalry. Yes, it's going to be very intense and so forth. But I have seen Real Madrid lose their way and lose their mojo. Barcelona are struggling with the fact of how much pressure they're putting on Messi. But I still see Barcelona getting that ass. I still see Barca getting that ass though. So, Red Devil Studio, looking at this game right now, where are you leaning towards and why?
Okay, I'm going to be honest for the first one. Like, I'm not that interested in this El Clasico this year. I'm really, really not. Like, I feel like this is one of the weakest like El Clasicos that there's been in
Messi was still in the pitch. Like, Messi will still be in the pitch, bro.
Yeah, but it just to be honest, I was more looking forward to Juventus Inter before the coronavirus thing, because I feel like that you got two teams that are even balanced, and it could sort of go either way. This game, much like the previous game, potentially it looks like it's something that's going to end potentially in a draw, to be honest. So I've just been looking at the comments. Actually, it looks like even Saint-Etienne has actually said that he feels that he's basically said the game is more important for Real Madrid than it is for us, because obviously if we win, we go clear, etc. And that potential that Martin Braithwaite might actually start, which for Barcelona, which will be interesting, considering obviously what people think about Braithwaite. But yeah, in answer to your question, I'll stick with what I said. I think this could actually be a draw. Real Madrid obviously are not the team that they are. We've seen what City did to them as well. Sergio Ramos is a brick still. But I don't know. I just see this as a cautious affair. I think both teams, like in previous El Clasicos, will not.
So you're not saying that any team is a favorite?
No,
you're saying that it's going to be even.
I just see this game. I don't see this game as like a sort of open, both teams going for it, want to make a point. I see this is a game where both teams don't want to embarrass themselves, and most likely or not, will just end up in a draw.
Wait, embarrassing? Wait. Let's put things into perspective right now. Barcelona have an amazing record at the Bernabeu. Real Madrid are coming off a loss to City at the Bernabeu, and at the Bernabeu, they have not been very good this season. It would be very foolish if Barcelona don't go into this game saying, let's go for the jugular. These guys don't have any creative spark. These guys can't really attack. Wouldn't it? So you're saying that Barcelona should be cautious?
No. I'm not saying
Real Madrid and give Real Madrid the confidence to come at them and push men forward rather than actually going at them and really attacking them and looking to get the early goal.
I mean, I'm not saying Barcelona should be cautious, although I'm not sure how you can attack someone with Braithwaite, but we'll see what he does.
Easy and show some love for Braithwaite.
We'll show. But you know what I mean. I just think that, especially if Saint-Etienne's comments are anything to go by, that I feel he feels that this is, at the end of the day, it's like the ball is in Real Madrid's park almost. Like, it's up to them to basically do something. And I think Real Madrid, obviously, given what you said about the home form, are going to be concerned. They don't want to lose this game, so they will be cautious about it. And from Barcelona's point of view, they'll think, well, at the end of the day, a draw here is still probably a good result. So that's why I think that at the end of the game, all things said and done, it probably will end up being a draw.
Okay. Your boy. Actually, sorry. Let me just before we come to Mr. Terra, let me just take some super chats here. So from Pacho, thank you for the super chat there. So it says Barca will only win if Messi and Stegen turn up. Well, again, will Stegen have to make any saves? That's the first thing. And 100% yes, Messi definitely has to show up. Although Messi didn't really show up against Napoli, and your boy Busquets and Semedo and Griezmann got it done to get that away goal. From Mohamed Ismail, thank you for the super chat. I'm a United fan, by the way, and you must give credit to Wenger. What made Ferguson great was that he wasn't arrogant like Pep. He learned from other managers, and he was very good at adapting. And let me just take one more from Ismail again. Thank you for the super chat again. Madrid sold El Clasico. Wow. Madrid sold El Clasico the moment they sold CR7. Well, CR7. Perhaps. I mean, even if I don't think Cristiano is as exciting as a Messi, what he was able to bring and what he offered for Real Madrid, you can now see 1,000% Real Madrid are badly missing Cristiano. And in this El Clasico, I don't know how they can have any kind of attacking threat towards Barca. Terra.
Okay. Yeah, this is a crucial match in my opinion.
How crucial?
Well, if we get a result at the training ground, then I think we have a very good opportunity to just put ourselves in a good position.
Did you just refer to the Bernabeu as a training ground?
Interesting stat for all the Madrid dogs out here. Since 2014 was the last time we lost the Clasico in La Liga. The last time we lost the Clasico away from home to our quote-unquote toughest rivals, Real Madrid, was in October of 2014. So, yeah, it's been a while. I don't know. The training ground, bro. Training ground.
Well, so how many of those have been wins and draws, though, since 2014?
All of them have been wins. 2015 away from home. Yeah, 2015 away from home, it was a win, 4-0. 2016 away from home, that was a win. 2017 away from home, 3-2 Messi class. 2018 away from home. Wait. No. There wasn't a 2016 away from home. 2017 away from home was 3-2 Messi class. And then the one at the end of the year was 3-0. And then 2019 away from home was 1-0. Those are all league results.
Okay. So coming into this game, do you think Barcelona should attack Real Madrid? Be cautious. Should they go for the jugular? Like, you know what? Let's go and bury these guys early, or should they be wary of how Real Madrid may react from their loss against Man City?
We should attack, bro. We should attack. Because with that defense, if you're going to, you can't go up against a team with solid defense by being a defensive team and giving Real Madrid license to settle into the game and then starting to attack. Like, you want to go for the jugular. I think Tel Setien will set this team up. I think we'll go for the jugular from the start of the pitch, from the start of the match. That's what I think will happen, and I think that's going to be the right move.
Okay, they've got Hazard though. So
no. He's out, bro. He's out.
No. Hazard is out.
I know. I'm joking, man. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Well, bro, nice Red Devil Studio, bro. If you did, Real Madrid kept dropping points with him, so I would have been even happier.
Chill, relax. Okay, so actually, I didn't. So Red Devil Studio, what's score for this game?
1-1.
Sarah, score for the game.
I think that we should be able to win. I don't think that Real Madrid have enough in the attack. And I don't know, bro. This defense, they turn up in these kinds of matches, bro. Like, I don't know. They're bricks every other match. But in this match, they're all of a sudden world class, it seems. Especially Piqué, bro. This guy goes back to flipping 2011 moment we play Clasico, bro. And so I think I'm going to go with a 1-0 or a 2-1.
Give me either 1-0 or 2-1. Give me a score.
I'll go 1-0. I feel like we don't have as much in the attack.
Okay. Before I come to Natsa, this and that says, guys, I took a huge dump earlier. Thank you for that very important information. This and that.
We absolutely cared.
We definitely need to hear that. My God in heaven. Natsa, El Clasico, speak on it.
Let's get one thing straight. This is probably one of the most boring Clasicos.
Easy, relax, man. Show some respect. What the heck?
Both teams can't even attack. I think this is the first time in history that both teams can't even attack. And the only person that can save this Clasico is Messi, because I don't see any goals coming through this game. It's going to be a boring game, in my opinion. I feel like it's not going to be that exciting. But I'm going to watch it still because it's still a Clasico. But you might need to suspend that name until they get better. I'm going to keep it brief because it's not that interesting. I'm going to go
easy, relax.
1-0 Barca win. Messi scores.
Wow. Okay. Let me just quickly super chat quickly. Mohamed Ismail, Bartomeu and Perez are bricks for different reasons. Yeah, I can roll with that. Perez for not keeping Cristiano, and Bartomeu for getting in bricks into the team and not buying a flipping striker. Erhan, El Clasico, speak on it.
After hearing Terry's statistic on Barca's record at the Bernabeu, I feel like this game is a foregone conclusion, essentially, because it's like Barcelona is playing at home, right? And Real Madrid, it's like everything is falling into place for Barcelona because Real Madrid are starting dipping in form. Domestically, they're starting to drop points against like crappy teams like Levante. Obviously, City gave them a good hiding at the Bernabeu, ironically. So yeah, I feel like this is Barca's time to really impose themselves on Real Madrid and really open that gap. I just want to have a quick word on Braithwaite. I remember watching this guy against Leeds last season in the Championship, and he was playing for Middlesbrough. He didn't even stand out in that game, so I don't understand whose idea it was to bring him to Barcelona. But yeah, I don't know what that's about. And also, I am.
They were desperate, bro. They were desperate.
That's real desperation to buy a Championship player. But yeah, I actually want to speak on like Hazard, because as much as you get like bantered, like Zard and all that, like Fat Zard, I actually miss this guy, man. Because I remember like do you remember that 2018 World Cup where this guy was literally unstoppable? And he was bringing like so much excitement into the game. I feel
people are just haters. People are just haters, bro. They're just haters.
And I'm saying that because I feel like El Clasico needs something like this right now, like someone who can match like Messi's energy level in terms of the way he drives at opposition players. Hazard is one of the best players in the world like for doing that. I would say he's better than Mbappe in terms of like his like acceleration. Like when he once he starts going, you can't stop him. And I really miss seeing that. And I think Real Madrid could have benefited off it from like such a big occasion as well, because Hazard does tend to, rise up when his team need him. So I feel like that's a big miss in terms of, like raising the spirit of Real Madrid. So I'll say, yeah, Barcelona take this one. I'll say 1-0. It's going to be a crap game. Probably Messi score a penalty. Sergio Ramos is going to get sent off again, something crazy like that, standard.
Oh, wow. All right, Marvelous.
Yes. You see, there's been a lot of questions recently as to whether Messi is at 100%, but I will say this. When you have an opposing player such as Vic the Brick Vinicius, then, it looks grim and you're more than likely going to lose the game. I feel like Real Madrid have been dipping in form recently, and it's unfortunate, but I think they're in the process of throwing away the La Liga to Barcelona. And I feel that Semedo, Griezmann, and Messi will be able to conjure up something and they'll get the job done. So I think it'll be 2-1 Barcelona.
2-1 Barcelona. Okay. Ridwan. What's my focus? Right, go for it. Yep.
And when you take into consideration that Barcelona haven't lost at the Bernabeu in seasons, I don't see Real Madrid winning this at all.
Okay. Ridwan.
Yeah. I think this game's going to be quite interesting, because it'll be interesting to see how Real Madrid respond after 2 defeats to Levante and Man City. And it'll also be interesting to see how Barca can test out their defense, especially after Real Madrid's defense was so fragile against Man City. Even though City didn't have Aguero or David Silva, they were still able to create chances through De Bruyne, Mahrez. But it'll be interesting here to see how their defense will be, because obviously I still feel like Messi can run rings around their defense, because their defense is just fragile. You could see it the other night. And also but I still feel like it will be Barcelona can't defend in this game. I'm sorry, but they have to go for it. They have to attack. There's no point sitting back, because then it allows Real Madrid to bring men forward and then possibly score a goal. So I feel like Barcelona have to get at them from the start. And then, I feel like Barcelona will win the game. I feel like it'll be low scoring as well. I feel like I'm going to go for probably a 2-0 Barcelona win. I think Messi's going to score both. And Real Madrid just don't look creative enough without Hazard.
So you don't think Madrid have any chance in this game? You don't think there's anything Zidane can do to get a win in this game?
I just don't feel like I see it, because even the other night there was no creativity in the game. It was just Isco wasn't really creating much as well. If he starts the game, then I don't know. I just don't feel like Real Madrid will even get a draw here. I just feel like Barcelona will they'll sit back a little bit, but then they'll go for it. And then, I feel like Messi will carry the game and then win the game for them.
Nobody has said Real Madrid will win. This is interesting. Julian, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I just looked up at the stat that Real Madrid, forget not winning at the Bernabeu, Real Madrid haven't won an El Clasico since 2016, April 2016, and that's a very, very long time ago. However, because they've lost 2 on the bounce, I feel like the stakes are high and they will throw everything. at Barca for this Clasico. But the problem is, like I said, they haven't found their shooting boots, and it's very clear that they've still missed Cristiano Ronaldo.
So do you think that's a Zidane issue, or do you think that is more so just a player's issue?
I think that's definitely a player issue because so they've barely scored any goals in the last 2 weeks, and when you have players like Benzema, Bale, Isco in your team, I think you should be finding the back of the net regardless. So I believe it's still a player's issue. However, we have to remember, as good as Barcelona are at the Bernabeu, their away record overall this season isn't so good. So if you ask me, I see this game ending in a draw. I would say 1-0. 1-0 should be a fair result for both.
Okay. Nippon, thoughts on the game? Nippon.
Yes. I think it's going to be a scoreless draw.
What? Based on what? How?
I think it's going to be. Look, Barcelona do not have. Look, they have. Look, Suarez is injured. They have. He might start up front. Martin Braithwaite. I mean,
why
he
are
was
you
playing
hating
in the Championship.
What if Braithwaite scores a brace? Will that change your view on him if he scores a brace in this Clasico?
It was well, maybe not, because it's just a one. It would be just one game.
Okay.
But based on what I've seen in other seasons, no. But yeah, either a score. I see this game ending in a draw, whether it's a scoreless draw or if both teams score.
So you don't think that Messi can decide this game?
He can score, but I think it'll be a draw.
Okay. Let me just hit the super chat here from Mohamed Ismail. Have you seen Nottingham Forest's tweet? Well, my dear friend, due to the power of technology, this is what they tweeted out. So Arsenal obviously said few when Liverpool lost. Then Nottingham Forest then replied by any European corps in that record. Because obviously Nottingham Forest during the 1600s won 2 Champions League trophies. So yeah, look, that's quite a hardcore response. But look, at the end of the day, man, look, give them their credits. Give them the credits. They still won that thing. 99 treble. Do you have your mic working there, bro? 99 treble. No, you don't. Surprise, man. Some guys are just okay. Now let's get to the real fun stuff. Now, Champions League roundup. Champions League roundup. This was a painful week. This was a painful week, man. Let me get this. Tara, shut up, please, very quickly. Mohamed Ismail, Bale is a brick. What happened to being that dude? I have no idea. I think he just wants to play golf, bro. I really think that Bale wants to play golf, but we'll get there. This was a painful week for me. In this week, we realized that Francis Lampard is nothing more than a rookie. We realized that I am going to use my own money, and I will go into debt building a shrine for Ross Barkley in the Brick Academy. And yeah, I mean, and I was shocked, I was appalled, and I have received a lot of abuse on social media. But let me just put things very clear. I never said hashtag Semi's minimum. That was a lie. That's never happened. Sarah, can I land? Can I land? Thank you. I never said that. That was a lie. I would never say something so foolish. So people using that, but people using that against me, I have no idea. But you know what? This is, I want this just to be, rather than us going game by game by game, which I think is quite boring and pedantic, I want you to pick out the best moments. Actually, do you know what? This is, no, I think this will be better. This will be better. This is what I did with the crew. In the whole last 616 as well, I want you to pick that dude of the first leg, those dudes, the brick and the bricks. So again, I'll give you time to think. That dude, those dude, the brick and the bricks. Now, if I remember, let me just remember of who I picked. So for me, that dude I say was Alphonso Davies. I thought that for a 20-year-old, I believe, he had an absolutely outstanding performance. Because the key thing is that there are guys who may have done amazing things in a vacuum. He, for the whole of 90 minutes, defensively, moving forward and creating, I thought the guy was absolute money. I thought he was flipping incredible. And also a special mention for Papo Gomez for Atalanta. Those dudes, I have to roll with Atalanta. First time ever in the knockout stage ever in the entire history, and to come with such an emphatic win against a seasoned champions side like Valencia, I think is great. Setting up for the second leg to be amazing. My bricks, 100% Chelsea. How dare you get lubricated at home? How dare you? How dare you do that at home? That is completely embarrassing and disgraceful. I don't give a crap about how Bayern Munich are the best team. And my brick, you know what? I would have said Ross Barkley. I'm going to change it. Lampard is my brick of this whole thing, because only can I land? Only a brick will maintain keeping Ross Barkley and your flipping protege Mason Mount. Who cares about your faith in some young dude that you had in Derby County because you have faith in him? This is a flipping Champions League. So he gets my brick because only a brick will keep Ross Barkley on the pitch when you're 1-0 down and 2-0 down. So let me just quickly take the super chats before I come to Julian. Mohamed Ismail says, United are coming, HH. You've been warned.
Oh, yeah.
Ismail, I want to respond angrily, but based on how crap Chelsea have been, if United win their game against Everton, they're 1 point behind. Mohamed, you might be right. As much as it sickens me, Gollum could overtake Francis. Julian, so tell me, so those dudes of the first of the last 16, that dude, the bricks and the brick. Julian.
So those two. So let me get this straight. So those dudes is like a
best team. So basically, those dudes is the best team. That dude is best player. Bricks worst team. Brick worst player.
For those dudes, because of that Simeone masterclass against Liverpool, I'm gonna give it to Atletico.
Yep.
That dude again. I'm gonna give it to Simeone.
Fair. That's fair.
And then what else have I missed?
So bricks and brick.
Oh, bricks. I'm gonna say Real Madrid for that awful defending against Man City. I'm gonna say Real Madrid, and then for
the brick.
For the brick, it's actually a bit tricky, but I'm actually going to go for. I'm gonna go for Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos for getting sent off.
But you know what? Even if I like what you've said because you've removed your bias out of it, I don't know what I'm not going to assume. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to assume that many people would say Erling Haaland for his 2 goal scoring record and him scoring the goal of the round. So why would you pick Simeone over Erling Haaland for your that dude though?
Purely because I feel like the majority of us here predicted that Liverpool would go to the Wanda and go there and take all 3 points and outplay Atletico, and none of that happened. Whereas the PSG Dortmund game was a bit like 60-40 between both sides, and I honestly thought that a lot of people thought Haaland was gonna score anyways in that game. So I'm not gonna give it to him for that dude. That purely because of that analysis.
Okay, so before I come to Red Devil Studio, let me just see some super chats here. Mohamed Ismail says, why are you so sad? Chelsea did well to come this far. Nah, Ismail, not like losing is one thing.
He's got a point.
Tara, can I actually answer the question? Thank you. Losing is one thing. Getting pimp slapped and disgraced is another. I have no time. I have self-respect. I will not, I repeat, I will not tolerate being disrespected and being disgraced at the crib. Roddy Salango, Olua Barkley is the best Nigerian at Chelsea. Rodney, you're coming very close to getting booted out of this thing. Please, that's your final warning. Don't come with that crap ever again. He's not a Nigerian. He's 100% English. Red Devil Studio, your dudes and bricks of the last 16.
Okay, so I think with my dudes, I'm actually going to go for Atalanta. I think people forget this is their first time in this stage of the Champions League anyway. So, and I think a lot of people were saying, oh, it's going to be a draw, it's going to be an evening match, etc. But they're probably the team that have shown.
Could have been 7 or 8. Could have been 7 or 8.
Could have been 7-8, clearly, you know. So they played very, very, very well. They're effectively into the quarterfinals already, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think Valencia will be good enough. Even if Valencia do win, I think Atalanta will score, you know. So I give props to Atalanta for basically what they've shown they do, and they hope they go deep into this competition as well. So Atalanta for me are my dudes. For the dude, originally I was actually going to go for Erling Haaland. But actually, having read something, I'm actually going to go for Robert Lewandowski.
What?
I know, and this is my rationale. My reason why. Okay, he had a very, very good game against Chelsea, but more importantly, this guy was playing with a fractured tibia. Okay, this player was playing with a fractured tibia against Chelsea, and he had a very good game. Obviously, assisted. I think he assist Gnabry, was it?
Yeah, Gnabry. Yeah.
Gnabry. So, and that's hence why he's injured he's out for like 4 or so weeks or so. So, not only did he have a good game and score a G and assist, but he was playing with a fractured tibia in that game. So for me, you know, I just there's just something about that I just find quite admirable, given that he had such a good performance. So for me, Lewandowski, based on that, as well as his contribution in the Chelsea game, gets to be that dude. When it comes to bricks and then bricks team for me is Juventus. I'm sorry. I am so
really.
So yes, come on. Literally
away from home.
I know. I don't care. But in previous hangouts, we didn't even discuss the Juventus Lyon game because everyone here thought it was like a foregone conclusion. We're
that's true.
Ronaldo, hat-trick, etc. The fact that Lyon played well. Let's not get this isn't like a sort of a snatch and grab type of thing. Lyon played very well against this Juventus team. You know, so I do still expect Juventus to do the business, you know, at home. At least you hope they'll do it. You know, we don't know. You hope they will. But for me, you expect something more from me. And at the very least, get a draw, get an away goal. So I still think Juventus will go through, but no. They should have been clean and dry against quite a poor Lyon team, if the French League is anything to go by. They're 7th in League One, if I recall. So no, brick team goes Juventus. Should have done a lot better. And brick, I'm actually going to agree that Sergio Ramos needs to be the brick. And it's not actually because of the red card. The red card I semi understand. What I'm giving him reason why I'm giving Sergio Ramos the brick is because someone needs to explain to me how Gabriel Jesus can outjump Sergio Ramos for that first goal.
Yeah, that's wild.
Can someone explain to me
and also he can't use the excuse that he was pushed.
No,
he wasn't pushed. No way.
No push. How does Gabriel Jesus? The guy is a midget. How is he able to outjump Sergio Ramos?
That was a damn good header, boy. That was a damn good header.
It was a very good, but I don't understand it. I'm like, I watch it back. I'm like, how did he outjump him though? But how? And that goal got shifted the momentum to Manchester City, and Real Madrid never recovered after that. So sorry, Sergio Ramos. And then obviously you got yourself sent off. He's my brick. So that's me. That's me done.
Okay. Natsa. Mr. Natsa.
What was the first one? Yeah, the dude.
So basically, it's that dudes, brick and bricks.
Okay, that dude for me, 100%, Kevin De Bruyne. I don't know how nobody's mentioning him. He's
single-handedly piece of crap.
No. He single-handedly against Real Madrid.
Learn from Julian, who was actually trying to be fair. What?
Haaland is a brick anyway.
Wait a minute. De Bruyne over Simeone, over Erling Haaland, over Papo Gomez, over...
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, carry on. Let me hear your BS rationale.
Okay. And he got an assist. He carried that ball all the way to the box and got an assist. And he scored a penalty that we haven't scored in 4 penalty shootouts. And not penalty, but penalties anyway. And then that team, was it the team? Yeah, the team or
dudes.
Yeah, Atalanta, 100%. I didn't give him any chance because I thought the defense was gonna get counted by Valencia Valencia are a very good counter-attack team, and I thought they were gonna just expose them in defense.
So why would you give it to Atalanta over Man City based on them winning away from home?
I would give it because that's the first time Atalanta have been in the Champions League.
Okay. All right, bricks and brick.
Okay, bricks and brick. The brick, like what I forgot his name. United
Red Devil Studio.
Red Devil Studio. Ramos, you can't be looking for a foul down there. You have to jump and actually win that header. You can't be, and the red card as well.
So giving it to Ramos over Barkley.
Yeah. Come on, Barkley was never a good player anyway. Why would you give him a brick? He was never a good player in the beginning. You have to give a brick to the guy that, or maybe Maxi Gomez. I can't forget about that. That guy missed a lot of chances. Yeah, I might give it to Maxi Gomez over Ramos, to be honest. And then the bricks. Juventus, 100% Juventus.
Wow, damn. Okay, that is deep. All right, Erhan, dudes and bricks, man, give it to me.
Yeah, for that dude, I would say it's quite an uncommon one. I don't think anyone has said it yet. I'm going for Ilicic, the Atalanta dude, and genuinely, like when I watch this guy, he's slowly becoming one of my favorite players, like just in world football right now. And I think he might actually be closing on like the top 10 in terms of ability, because he's the most complete forward I think like I've seen besides Lewandowski, in terms of he's got a tall frame, he's got very good movement at the same time despite being so big. And he's excellent carrying the ball. He can dribble, he can cross, he can shoot, he can do everything. He's like Mandzukic, but just like a B-Tech version in the nicest way possible. So, and he balled against Valencia. I think he's one of the core reasons why that attack ticks, in terms of him playing off Zapata and Papu Gomez. Everything just like it seems so natural, and I think he's the core to that. So I think a big team should be looking out for him for sure. Those dudes has to be Atletico, man. Literally almost everyone wrote them off at the start of the. At the start of the title, like, oh, they have no chance against the best team in the world. Simeone comes up with a defensive masterclass, so like the likes of which we know, I don't think I can remember in a long last time. So definitely them. And in terms of bricks, this is where my bias comes in. So I'll say that brick has to be your boy Uncle Mo. I just don't.
Whoa! I'm sorry, Aaron, come on, bro. Don't do that. Change it.
I refuse.
Change your brick.
Because I just don't like the guy, man. I'm sorry. It's just the brand of football he's brought into Tottenham. I don't think he understands that you can't play defensive football with offensive players. Like, when is it ever going to kick into your head? You can't park the bus and expect a result, especially against a team like Leipzig. And he thinks that going bold is like a way of being like, look at me, I'm so cool. Just go away, mate. You're a dinosaur. Go back to 2010, winning them trebles, and just like get out of my club, to be honest. I just don't want to see your face. And those bricks has to be, it has to be Chelsea for the culture, right?
Yeah.
Because we love a bit of Chelsea. Even though I think you're being harsh on Lampard. I think Lampard, he's got a good future in management, man. I see a new Poch coming. Don't worry. Yeah, he's gonna develop you guys.
Don't. So who's your brick?
Oh, my brick was Mourinho.
Oh, well, okay, all right.
I'm sorry. I just don't like him. I just hate him.
All right, Jorge Bonito.
Yeah, man. This one's easy. For that dude, it's Simeone, and those dudes, it's Atletico.
Wow, damn! Atletico getting some love. All right.
They reduced Liverpool to 0 shots on target, right? And it was a defensive masterclass after the goal. So, props to that. And that brick has to be Lampard, and those bricks are Chelsea. Easy.
Thank you, man. Thank you for that.
I would have said Hazard. I would have said Hazard.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Marvelous. Now, Marvelous. Wait a minute. Don't lie. Don't lie. Are you telling lies about you saying that you're the only one that said Leon would win?
I'm the only one, and I've watched that.
I will go back. And I will check it. If you did do it, I will post it on the channel. Because that's a damn. I don't think we even discussed this flipping game, so I don't know what kind of crap you're talking. But I'll check.
2 weeks ago.
I'll check. Don't worry. I'll check. Okay, so give me your dudes and your bricks.
Those dudes has to be Atletico. That brick is 100% Ross Barkley.
Thank you.
And those bricks is Juventus, because even though I predicted them to lose, I made it clear in that live. I said I don't trust that chain smoking, nicotine fraud named Sarri I just don't think his system fits the Champions League. And he lived up to what I thought. They lost, and I don't see them going through. I don't think they're going to be able to overturn it.
Hey, marvelous. Okay, well, marvelous. Now, this I won't forget. So, if you are right on this, I will give you super props. There is no way in hell Juve are going out against Lyon. So I will fully remember this.
They're going out. Sorry ball cannot function in European elite competitions such as the Champions League. It worked in the Europa League because Chelsea just played teams that were at levels below them, including Arsenal. But I feel like Sarri ball is more tailored for a domestic season. I think Lyon is gonna just defend well and catch him on the counter, and Juventus is going out. My bricks would have been Chelsea, but I'm a Chelsea fan and I can't do that to myself. I'm so hurt. I'm crying.
Damn. So, so your dude was Simeone?
Yeah, my dude is Simeone.
And then okay, all right, okay, fair enough. Ridwan.
Yeah, so my dude is probably gonna be Lewandowski. It was a very, very good performance against Chelsea, getting 2 assists and 1 goal.
No.
My dudes, I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna pick Atletico. Reducing Liverpool to 0 shots on target is no easy task for any club, and Atletico did it. Literally, they sat back and their plan worked. The brick, it has to be Ross Barkley. Sorry, I hope it has to be.
Wait. Why are you saying sorry? Thank you. I'm thankful. Yeah, of course.
The Chelsea fan did it, but Ross Barkley is absolutely awful. I don't know why he was even on the pitch against.
He has no business being on a Champions League pitch. So.
Why is he still on the pitch? Why is he still in the team? I will never know. And then the bricks, I think I'm gonna have to say Chelsea. Getting smashed on your home turf, 3-0, tied on, in my opinion. That's 3 away goals. Absolute, just a calamity in the second half. And yeah, that's my bricks.
Very quickly, before I think I go to Jorge Benito, are you confident that you will overturn the tie in the second leg at Anfield? Because a lot of people are now beginning to say that, Atletico could perhaps do something. Are you confident that you will smash them at Anfield, or you think it will be a much more difficult game?
It's going to be difficult either way. I never predicted the game, even after that 1-0. I never predicted that game we're going to smash them at Anfield. I still feel like Simeone will just know how to set up. But I feel like eventually Liverpool will break it down. But it will be a lot tighter than what people expect. I don't expect a 3-4-0. I think probably a 2-0. I don't think Atletico are scoring. But I feel like they are going to be very stubborn on the ball. They're just going to try and sit back. But Liverpool, I reckon after that first goal, will break them down. The crowd will be with them. And then, I think eventually we will turn the tie around. But it will be a lot difficult than what people think.
Okay. Jorge Benito, dudes and bricks.
I give them, right?
Okay, sorry. Nippon Sharma, dudes and bricks.
That dude, probably Diego Simeone.
Okay.
Brick, Ross Barkley. Why is he even in Chelsea's team? Get out. Just get out.
Yep. That's trash.
Look, if he wants to, he should have stayed at Everton.
Look,
moving to Chelsea basically ruined him.
Yeah, no, but it's not his fault that he gets picked, so we can't be hating on him. Lampard is the guy that picks him. Lampard is the guy that keeps him in the team. So
you still have to perform on the team, though.
Let me tell you this right now, have hope. Even if you put the best manager in charge of this Chelsea team, we would have still been smashed. Let's not kid ourselves. Lampard is not to blame.
I disagree, but give me your bricks and your dudes though. Give me your other thingies.
Bricks. Hate to say it. It has to be us, Chelsea. I'm not scared of self-criticizing my team.
It's about being real,
the
bro.
Dudes, probably Atletico Madrid. I mean, nobody saw that coming.
And you really give it to them over Dortmund and Atalanta?
Yeah, because they were the biggest surprise. I mean, I knew Haaland was going to score in a game like this. I knew that. I kind of knew from the beginning that Atalanta were going to beat Valencia.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
Dudes have to be Atletico. Dude has to be Simeone. We have to be the bricks. Ross Barkley's the brick.
All right. So Tara, round us off, Tara.
All right, cool, bro, cool. So for that dude, the best player, I'd go with either of Lewandowski or Davies. I mean, I think Lewandowski got a brace against Chelsea.
Pick one. You can't.
But I think I'll go with Davies simply because I'm a bit of an eye test merchant. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of an eye test merchant. He turned to flipping peak Alaba that day. I like Alaba. I think he's my favorite left back to watch simply because the work he's able to do offensively and defensively, he's world class in both. Is able to keep up what he needs to do in both, and Davies did that against Chelsea. He was ruling that left flank. As simple as that. I'll say the best team. I don't know if anyone actually gave these guys a shout, but Borussia Dortmund. Here's the thing. They were incredibly solid defensively, and let's be real, none of us were expecting that. We all thought that the likes of Neymar and Mbappe were going to have a field day against the this finished carcass of Hummels. That's what we all thought, but yet they were incredibly solid defensively, and these were with young players like Zagadou and likes. These were young players, and they were going up against likes of Neymar and Mbappe, and they were keeping. They were solid defensively, I think, and it could have been 3-0 Dortmund, but Keylor Navas was starting to flip and peak Levi Yashin with this performance. Dortmund were creating a lot of chances. They were really catching PSG on the counter. They were doing a great job. So I think you have to give credit to Dortmund. In terms of quality, that was PSG are an amazing team, and it's over Borussia Dortmund with very young players to do what
PSG,
they did.
amazing team. What? Okay.
In terms of the quality, and you can't say that Dortmund are better or anything like that, or even mentality-wise that they're better. And yet they turned up with a world-class performance, Dortmund, and they won. Simple as that. For the worst player, I'll actually go with Timo Werner because this guy was absolutely. Yes, bro. My Julian. Yeah, bro. Like this guy was abhorrent against Spurs, bro. Like this guy was getting chance after chance after chance. All right, Leipzig could be going to back home with the 3-0. Based on the chances this guy had, but this guy turned to flipping Higuain or Morata with the way he was missing, and he got a penalty, and then he scored. That's it. All right, just you can't get repped just because you got a penalty. Simple as that. But then again, some people on the internet don't understand that, if you know what I'm talking about. And then for the worst team, there's no choice for this. Okay, there is a bit of a choice for this, but you have to pick Juventus. You just have to. I'm sorry, but there is no excuse on this planet to lose to the 7th best team in the Uber Eats. No excuse. All right. Throw anything at me. Even if these guys get coronavirus, bro, there's no excuse. No excuse. You lose to the 7th best team in Uber Eats. Like, what the hell? I thought you had quality players like Dybala, and you had flipping Cristiano Ronaldo. You had flipping. I get that the players are not used to Sarri's system, but it's Lyon. All right, flipping so many teams, literally every other team in this Champions League round of 16 were better than Lyon, and you managed to lose to them. And not only that, you managed to get outperformed by this Lyon team. I'm sorry, but the worst team by far was Juventus. Simple as that.
Okay, all right, man. So to round things off, man, to show that I show off to everybody. Europa League.
Yes.
Condolences to Arsenal, who somehow couldn't defeat flipping Olympiacos. So Arsenal, look, man.
Hey, those guys.
No. Look, be happy and be joyous based on the win that you had in terms of still being unbeaten. But at the same time, that's in the past. The future is you're out of Europe, and you may not get back into Europe again, and you might lose Aubameyang this summer. But let's put that to one side. I think this is when the Europa League really starts right now. And this is where I see it. So to echo what I just said on my video, I feel Sevilla are the clear favorites here. I think they are the strongest team. They're the best team. And I feel that they are the clear favorites and the front runners. I have my eye on Wolves. Although the Olympiacos game will be tricky, I've got my eye on Wolves. I've got my eyes on Getafe. So Getafe, Wolves, and maybe Leverkusen are the teams I've got my thing to. So that's my thing. So my clear favorites are Sevilla, underdog team, Wolves, Getafe, Leverkusen. Red Devil Studio, can Gollum shine through? So who are your clear favorites for the Europa League and who are your underdogs?
So obviously I'm going to be biased as a United fan. Okay. The way I sort of see it is in terms of teams. Well, first and foremost, actually, condolences to Arsenal as well. Condolences. Olympiacos did drop out from the CL. They shouldn't have underestimated them. That said, though, Arsenal did have an away goal, and they should be going through in that. Sorry about that for Arsenal fans. It just goes to show where Arsenal Football Club are currently. But there you go. They're just celebrating their invincibles, if that's relevant now. But that's fine. Anyway, so going on to I think a clearly favourite Europa League. I think the teams you selected are right in terms of Sevilla, Bayer Leverkusen, and Inter Milan would be the kind of the three teams that I think are that are strong. And obviously, I said Wolves are definitely a dark horse. But as a United fan, and I'm going to say something, I think we have a chance. I genuinely think that.
How much of a chance? How much of a chance?
More so, I think the thing with Manchester United is that one, we've got momentum, okay, but more importantly, we're actually getting over an injury crisis now. Yes, Marcus Rashford is out long term, but Pogba is essentially going to be back from next week. So once Pogba's back, you've effectively got most of the Manchester United squad back. So we're going into the latter end of the season where, like a lot of teams, obviously do have injury issues. We're actually almost near to peak strength.
When is Rashford coming back?
I mean, no, Rashford's not going to be back till the end, probably till the end of the season.
Okay.
At earliest, so he might be fit for, like, say the final, possibly the semi. But I wouldn't even rush him back, to be honest. I'd rather have Martial, even Agallo there instead of Rashford, because I think he needs to recover from his injury. But I don't know. I just think that especially. This is not the same Manchester United team that started at the beginning of the season, especially with Bruno Fernandes in the side and Pogba sort of coming back and Tomlin's work, etc. I think we've got the squad that can go toe-to-toe with these teams and get a result. So I certainly think Manchester United needs to be equated as one of the favourites, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay. Erhan.
Yeah.
So before I come to you, say Josh Bond, is Martial injury prone?
Yep.
I'm not sure whether he's injury prone. No, I don't think he is. That's your boy Hazard, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Erhan, go for it. Europa League faves.
Yeah. Just a quick question: are Arsenal still in the Europa League?
No.
Okay.
No, listen,
two shots. I'm a Tottenham fan. Whenever I can, I capitalize.
Imagine last season if the Champions League had went through.
Okay, that was been over. But yeah, in terms of who's left, I mean, I wouldn't say there's any clear out-and-out favourites. There's multiple teams that you could consider, but right now I'm leaning towards Wolves, because I feel like in terms of, if you look at their squad, they probably got the most complete team from back to front. So if we're talking about, offensive prowess, they've got Raul Jimenez, Diego Jota, who's been insane in the Europa League, by the way. That's 2 back-to-back hat-tricks. Adama Traore, who, this season he's really stepped up. I don't know how the hell, what he's doing. Apparently he doesn't even do weights, but he's one of the most, henchiest guys I've seen in my life. The midfield, Moutinho, Neves, a mixture of creativity, goal scoring, solidity as well, Dendonka. And, at the back, obviously, Conor Cody, body solidity. So I feel like in terms of the squad, they should be the favourites. But I feel like United, because they have obviously like that history of winning things. And even in the Europa League, a few seasons back, they won it under Mourinho. And I feel like...
Wait. They won it under who? Who was the manager?
That's you calling me cheap? That's cheap.
No, because I didn't hear it because you spoke to me. I didn't hear it.
It's a Tim Pot trophy, man. Let's be honest.
Okay, right, fine. All right.
Ole does look. So I just quick look. He looks better in competitions. Now let's be honest. This is a guy who did knock out PSG last season. Not that there's anything to say about that, but I do think competitions like this suit him as opposed to domestic campaigns.
Yeah, and you can see. Building on to that point, I feel like he invests a lot more into like these kind of competitions because I think he sees it as like a sort of like an opportunity in a sense, because I think he's very pragmatic. He realizes that they're not the strongest team in the league. They're very inconsistent, but I feel like continental football does suit them more in terms of the way what they want to play. And as a result, I feel like we see the best of United against, the likes of Bruges, against the likes of, Astana, whoever it is. I mean, the bad teams as they are, you have to be able to, impose your quality onto these teams. It's no good, saying we're the better team and then losing. You have to actually show it. And I feel United are actually doing it in this competition. So I feel like they'll go far. But I'm just going to go with Wolves on the basis that I feel like they have a stronger squad. But then also a part of me does want that a Turkish team, Başakşehir, to go through as well, because obviously my nationalist pride. But that's probably unlikely because a Turkish team hasn't won the UEFA Cup in 20 years. So I'll say Wolves.
Oh, so you think Wolves will go all the way?
Yeah, because I mean, what have they got to lose? Like, so it's Nuno's like I feel like the league is is very iffy. I feel like just put all your eggs in this basket, and you'll probably you're the best team in there in terms of like quality. I would say so. Just go for it.
Okay. All right, Tara.
All right, I haven't been following the Europa League too much, so you may want to take whatever I say with a bit of a grain of salt. If you have something good to add on, then please do so.
I mean, if just to pick a winner, because I mean, you have Sevilla, you have Getafe, you have Wolves, you have United.
Cup competitions, bro. In these cup competitions, you can't pick like one standout favorite. It's never how these competitions work. All right, because because at the end of the day, 180 minutes of football can be the difference between you progressing and then you being embarrassingly knocked out by some Belarusian farmers. Like it's so there's no such thing as a standout favorite in things like the Champions League, Europa League, or any cup competition, in my opinion. All right, like this is on a smaller level, but you saw in Copa del Rey, like none of the big teams made it to the biggest team in their Sociedad, for fuck's sake. So definitely, there's no standout favorite. But yeah, Sevilla you have to consider as favorites. They're a strong team. They're a good team. They can definitely do the job there. Getafe you should also give a shout to. They're also a strong team. They have a strong mentality. What?
Yeah, no, go.
Yeah. Getafe are also a strong team. They're a solid team. They're strong mentally. They can defend, which is always good in these competitions. You don't want to concede those late goals. And just they're an effective team. They can do what they have to do. I'd say Wolves have to also be considered as favorites. Wolves are a good team again, solid. Again, they can do what they have to do. They're efficient. They're a quality team. I'm surprised no one came out to pick off their team in the summer. But, I mean, I guess they just got lucky, and here they are in the Europa League, and they can definitely win it. I might give a small shout to Leverkusen. I mean, they're not doing bad in the Bundesliga, and they did well in their first leg against Porto, and they have Rangers in the next round, which is not going to be that hard. Let's be real; it's not going to be that hard. And Leverkusen, they can do it. They've not been doing that bad in Bundesliga.
So, if you had to pick a winner, who would you pick? If you had to pick a winner, just one team.
If I absolutely had to pick a winner, at the current rate, I might pick Sevilla simply because Getafe look like they're going in for the league top 4 route. They look like they want to go in that way. Leverkusen, I think they're also going to try.
Just pick one team. Pick one team. If you have to pick one team,
yeah, I'll pick Sevilla. I'll pick Sevilla.
Okay, this is interesting though. Nobody's mentioning Inter Milan.
Because that's what I was going to say right now.
But I'm not because I don't think Inter Milan. But let me head over to Julian. Julian, tell me, who are your front runners and your underdogs for this Europa League?
I'll give you my front runner. I'm gonna pick just because everyone is backing their leagues. I'm gonna pick Leverkusen.
Okay.
Purely because if you haven't noticed, they are managed by Peter Bosz. This is the same guy that took Ajax to the Europa League final. And Leverkusen's squad currently is way better than that squad. And Peter Bosz sets his team in a very interesting way. When when it works, it's really good. It's really good football from him. But when it's bad, it's really bad. And right now, it's going really well for them. So I see this continuing to their campaign in the Europa League final, or as my favorites for sure. And they certainly have the quality to win this tournament. You know, the likes of Kai Havertz, Kevin Volland, Jonathan Tah, and loads of players. And I don't see why he can't reach the final at the very least for this tournament. And for my underdog, I'm going to pick Eintracht Frankfurt. They've reached the semi-final last season.
Yeah.
And currently...
but they're missing Jovic, though. Jovic was very key for their run.
Actually, they're alongside Bruno Fernandes, this Japanese forward/midfielder called Daichi Kamada is also the top scorer in the Europa League. So with his goal-scoring form, I think they're a team to watch for sure in the Europa League. So I have them as my team to watch / underdog. But ultimately, if I had to pick one, because Bundesliga is looking really good in European competitions, especially with 8 wins and 1 draw, I'm going to have to back Leverkusen to win the Europa League because of the experience Peter Bosz has in this tournament.
Okay. Natsa.
First of all, I think people have been disrespecting Inter Milan just because in recent years they haven't been that good in European competitions. Doesn't mean just
Conte is trash in Europe.
Yeah, but this is Europa League. It's not Champions League. Come on, man. Let's just be honest.
So are you picking them to win it? Are you picking them to win it?
I'm not picking them. I'm not picking anyone, to be honest. I'm gonna give you 3 favorites because, like someone said down here, they can't be a favorite for a whole tournament that has 2 legs, 2-legging games. So 180 minutes is very hard to give you a clear favorite. But I would say the 3 clear favorites are Inter Milan, Bayer Leverkusen. And people haven't mentioned Bayer Leverkusen that much, but Bayer Leverkusen are a very good team. And I watched them play against Dortmund. They caused them all sorts of trouble. Who else? This last 13. I don't know, to be honest.
So if you were to pick a clear winner, who would you pick?
Between who? Clear winner. I'll put my money on Inter Milan. I'll put my money into Milan.
Okay, all right. Marvelous. Clear front runner, underdog. Who will win this Europa League? All right. Nippon. Clear front runner, Europa League. Who's winning the Europa League?
I would say Inter Milan are in with a shot, but you know, Antonio Conte being Antonio Conte. I actually don't. I think semi's max for Inter.
So who's going to win the whole thing? If you had to put your money on someone, who would you put your money on?
I would say either Sevilla, Manchester United, or Wolves.
If you had to pick one, just one team.
If I had to pick one, probably Wolves.
Okay. All right. Ridwan. Who are you picking?
I'm saying right now, like my favorites to win are gonna be Inter Milan. Obviously, like they're looking really good at the moment, and they got a good tie against Getafe. Even though obviously Getafe can't be underestimated as well because they've just knocked out Ajax. In terms of also, but like I hate saying this, but I also think like maybe United are in with a shout because of who are Lask. Like, what are Lask? Like, I feel like United are just going to get the benefit of the draw every single round.
Lask are top of the Austrian league, man. Respect.
I know they're top of the Austrian league, but if you look at every other team United could have got, they've got the most favourable draw, in my opinion. But yeah, like, I hate saying it, but I think United are in with a shout as well. In terms of underdogs, Wolves 100%. I don't think a lot of people expected Wolves to come this far, and they have a good tie against Olympiacos. It'll be a very good test for them, and I don't think people should even underestimate like maybe a team like probably like maybe Sevilla as well. I feel like Sevilla are in with a shout. They got a good tie against Roma as well. That'll be very interesting. But for me, the underdogs for the Europa League are potentially Wolves.
So, who'd your clear winner be?
I'd say Inter Milan.
All right. Guys, it's been swell. Remember to like the video, like that damn video. If you're new, subscribe to the channel for daily football videos. I will see you guys on Sunday, straight after El Clasico, with the Sunday Hangout members. Peace out. See you guys on Sunday. Peace.